Here. Okay, people, thank you for being here to Good Morning Humans. And well, we just try to go over the news and check out what's going on, and Lilith and I will discuss about it.
Yes, exactly.
So if you want to interact live with Lilith and I right now, you have an option. Well, you have more than one, but we're going to give you the best one. And that is to go on WTPRradio.com and then click Discord server. We have a huge TV right here that is connected to our Discord server, and this huge TV allows us to actually read your comments live while we are doing the show, because this show is always broadcasted live. You can find it after that on YouTube at the Piper Blush Radio Show if you want to. It's gonna be over there, but it's better to be there when it's live and lively. Lilith, what are you drinking?
I am currently drinking English breakfast tea with some cream and honey.
Oh, cream and honey.
Yes.
That's your
That's my go-to
choice. Perfect. What are you drinking, people? Come and tell us on the Discord server. We've got Max Power, also known as Cesar, who says morning Piper, morning Lilith.
Hello, Cesar.
Super great. And well, Casey, good morning, ladies. Good morning.
Good morning, Casey.
What have you got for us this morning, Lilith?
Well, this morning I've gotten some news about the writer's strike, and that Okay. Yeah, so I was researching more on the writer's strike and why is it that they are striking. And in my research, I've realized that the Actors Guild of America and the Directors Guild of America are also in talks of striking. Especially the Actors Guild has already issued a vote for whether or not to strike with so they've already issued this vote, which has gotten WGA and basically the production companies that they're striking against are a bit more on edge because if they do strike, if the directors strike and the actors strike, or the actors strike, either one, that would actually cut productions totally. I mean, the writer's strike has already caused some productions to be canceled.
Yeah.
But there's still some there's still some wait, what am I saying?
If they strike.
Yes, if they strike.
What's gonna happen? To Hollywood,
yes. So there's going to be no production, and so what's going to happen is that the TV is going to be all reality shows, news, and sports.
Oh, so no stuff that is pre-written.
Yeah, nothing scripted.
Oh, just like us.
Yeah, yes, I guess we'd be okay then.
We'd be perfect.
So, right. But yeah, even the talk shows are getting canceled. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy or Fallon, are those?
There's a whole bunch of Jimmys.
There's a lot of Jimmys.
There's a whole bunch of Jimmys. Yeah, this is confusing with the Jimmys.
There's a lot of Jimmys
in the talk show industry.
John Oliver, a bunch of those shows are also have stopped production for a few weeks now because it's been 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. Yeah,
but that's just the writers, so that's not the actors and the directors.
No, not yet. But it sounds like the actors might go on strike because the actors historically have gone on strike more.
Okay.
Because the directors, as I told you earlier, in the 87-year history of the Directors Guild America being a thing, they've only gone on strike once.
Okay.
And it was in 1987, and it lasted 5 minutes.
That's a short strike, eh?
Yeah, it was a short strike. They came to a deal right away. They agreed to their demands really quickly, and weirdly the demands at that time kind of mirror some of the demands of the writer's strike right now.
Oh yeah,
even though it was
what?
87. Because their demands had to do with royalties and residuals. So residuals are if a TV show, for example, gets like a high viewership, then the people working on the TV show get bonuses.
Okay.
And so, and also when TV shows, this was very important for decades. Like when TV shows change, what's it called? Like change like syndicates.
Like they air on a different channel?
Yeah, when they air on a different program.
Yeah.
When they get sold, there was this market of TV shows, and they would get sold to, like, this was before streaming.
Back in the day, people.
Back in the day, like from ABC to, there would be this market.
Okay.
And every time it was sold, the writers, for example, would get compensated, and these residuals allowed them to keep making money between projects.
But like NFTs.
Yeah, is that
but more legit.
like NFTs.
Well, because every time you sell your NFT, you can actually have like a percentage. That every time it is resold down the road, you still get a percentage because like you're the first owner. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess NFT might have like taken that economical thing from there.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that about NFTs. Wait, are NFTs still a thing? Are they still popular?
I don't know. I see stuff on YouTube about people trying to sell them. It's still crypto, so I guess that there's still maybe a market for it. Though people don't do that. Don't do that. Invest in yourself. Start a YouTube channel. Do something, I don't know, something different. Something that will allow you to just be in control of your own money. And when it's in the bank, I mean, it's different than when it's not in the bank for some reason. We can talk about NFTs a whole episode later on.
Okay.
So these people, these like writers, directors, and now actors, well, they want money pretty much.
Yes, because the problem is that before streaming services, those programs, those syndicates, were always made public information, like their viewership ratings. The ratings were like, so you always knew. I remember like when like the news would be like, oh, this episode got this many ratings and it hit a record or something like that. But have you noticed with streaming services, they keep that information private? Yeah, so nobody knows.
Because it's private companies. Well, TV is not private companies. It is private companies, but again, TV is like, there was like some syndicates and something if you wanted to broadcast on TV. That's in Canada. That's a special thing. You can't just open a TV channel and be like, I'm going to be on TV. Yeah. A bit like radio and stuff like that. So there's some laws and things. So I guess the ratings are within the laws.
Yeah, the ratings are... I think so, because now with Netflix and such, they don't even tell like the directors or higher ups of shows what the ratings are. So basically people have no idea how well their show actually does. Like the only indication is on Netflix. You know how they have like the number one most watched show today,
top 1, top 5,
the top 10 in the world, top 10 in Canada. That's like the only indication anyone gets, even like within the like the workers of the show. Like for example, say Bridgerton, it's really popular right now, and they know that they're the most popular show right now, but they have no idea exactly how many viewers that means. And because they keep this information private, it makes it impossible to negotiate a contract with Netflix about residuals. Yeah. So they don't get any like extra bonuses, royalties, or residuals or such.
And that is new, right? Well, because all the streaming services are new. They're all on the internet nowadays. Yes. So it's very difficult. Like nobody knew it would be a problem. And then because you're creating something new, I guess you don't want to do like, you don't want to redo TV. The whole point was to do TV 2.0.
Yes.
But now there's still, so there's this, they want the same things as TV, but in a different medium.
Right. And I think they were thinking like it could translate to how many people have streamed this show, for example. And it's like, that would reflect how valuable that their work has been to Netflix, for example. But like,
and how much it really brought.
Yeah, how much money it brought the company, because they don't actually know. And it's but I realize that there's a purpose to that. It's so that they legally, like, they can't negotiate a contract according to.
So you think it was made on purpose?
I think so, because it's actually one of the key points of that the WGA are asking for. They want transparency about the numbers that their shows bring in, and they so far it's been a very hard no to that for some reason, which is like a bit like shady.
Well, of course, Netflix has the data. I mean, it would not make sense for them not to have it,
right? I mean, they have to have the data. They have the data,
but then again, they also hire like all of the people. Because like shows by Netflix are, I guess they're different from Hollywood nowadays. Like if you go work, you know, at the beginning of Netflix, it's like no good actors wanted to go to streaming services.
Yes.
Like all of the A actors didn't want nothing to do with them. And then at one point, slowly but surely, like Netflix started, we're going to talk about Netflix because it's a big one.
Yes.
Started investing in their movies. And then even at the beginning, you watch like Netflix original movies and you're like, this is not good. It's really not good. A bit like our shows at the beginning. You're like, oh, that's not that good. But yet again, you wait a little bit, you wait a few years and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like I think like one of the first Netflix actually like movie that I saw that I was like, okay, this is starting to be good was The Package.
Really? Wait, what was The Package?
It's a bunch of like teenagers and they're in the woods, and one guy, he gets his dick cut.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's The Package. And then so they put it on ice and they try to get the penis back to the guy who has no penis right now and who flew out in an helicopter. So they're trying to find his penis because it cut and then it disappeared. So they find the penis and then they try to get it back to the guy. Yeah. But it was super funny. Hilarious show.
Wait, I need to search this. Oh, I just realized why it's called The Package.
The Package, exactly. And I was like, okay, Netflix is starting to do things that are like really funny.
Wow.
And really good. And it was not like crazy actors or anything like that. And it was like very teen.
2018.
Very teen-like. But then I was like, oh, this is good. Oh. This is funny.
Well, maybe I should watch this later. Wow.
No, you shouldn't. It's gonna squish your brain. It's not good for you. But the thing is, like, that's the thing. Actors and people like slowly started merging, and now you have like really big actors that do Netflix or Apple originals or all these originals. So now actors, they go to streaming services. They don't just do the like Hollywood movies anymore. But again, they're like hired by Netflix, aren't they? Like that's what is confusing. It's like Netflix is paying, so they can keep the data. It's a bit like you go work for a company. When before maybe you were kind of a bit more freelancing. I don't know how it works with like the Actors Guild and all that. But if you're hired by this Netflix and Netflix does whatever they want with you, well, they keep the data, which kind of makes sense in a way. I'm not saying it's moral, but yeah. So you go work for this company that doesn't do that like that.
Yeah, I guess it's like it's also, since it's on streaming services, it's actually really rare now, for example, for Netflix to sell a show to another.
They don't want to do that.
Yeah, they don't do that anymore.
They don't exchange shows. We were talking about this like yesterday, right?
Yes.
It's like you're not going to see a show. Like I wanted to watch, what did I want to watch? Oh yeah, it is from Hulu. Do you say Hulu?
Hulu, yeah.
Or Hulu? It's complicated.
Hulu. Yeah.
Okay, so what's the name of the guy? Weird Al. You know the guy that did Harry Potter? He did like a Weird Al movie, but that's on Hulu. And I don't have Hulu.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, maybe it's gonna be somewhere else, but no, so far it's nowhere else. Like they're keeping it, and I understand why, because I want to see it. So at one point, I'm gonna have like to purchase it.
That's the thing now, like Netflix exclusive, Apple originals, Amazon exclusive, Hulu exclusive. That's like a whole thing now. That used to not be a thing.
Exactly.
So like the exclusive part, like you can only watch it here.
And we do the same thing with our radio, like exclusive shows, exclusive content that you cannot find anywhere else.
Right.
And it makes sense because how else are you gonna like bring people to your platform if you got all the same content? It's a bit like they still, I guess, they still kind of took it from cable TV. You know cable TV?
Yes.
So you choose your channels, and then like if you want Nickelodeon, well, that's cartoon, that's something like that. But then you won't have the same kind of soul to the channel than Nickelodeon or other things like that. So they're doing the same thing, but the problem is it's a subscription, costs a lot of money, and then if you have like 5 subscriptions, you're actually paying close to $100 per month, which is the same as cable TV, because that's pretty much what it costed. Like if you get like all the big stuff. You know, like the movie channels and like ESPN and the sports and WWE.
Yeah.
Like, because these ones are really like entertainment value. So they cost more. Now, I don't remember because I don't have cable TV, people. Not anymore. But if you do, come and tell us on WTPRradio.com and then click the Discord server. To tell us. Because, well, we got Cesar who's there. Yes, now you have to subscribe to all of the streaming app if you want to watch exclusive shows.
That's right.
So a lot of hopping. You know, some people had Netflix at like $8, but then at one point you just cancel it, and then, well, bam, $25.
20, yeah.
But that's if you want like 4K. If you want like ads and not 4K, which they have stored, they have ads now. That's like $5.99 Canadian dollars. I don't know how much it is like in the United States of America. Must be maybe close to $3.99, or maybe they decide to do like same price but different currency. Yeah. This is interesting. So it's going to be rare for you to like find a show. Maybe some like older shows, like stuff before they're kind of exchanging it, because you can see it on Netflix. I say Netflix because I haven't seen like most of the other platforms.
That's true.
But they tell you like it's still going to be here for a month, but then it's not going to be there anymore.
Yeah.
And then you can find it on Amazon Prime, or you can find it like on another service.
They do that sometimes, like you know when Friends was on Netflix and then it wasn't on Netflix.
Exactly. It makes a lot of sense. But those are older TV shows that I guess they kind of purchased the rights for a little while.
Interesting.
But then the originals, they're not gonna like, Netflix is not gonna take their exclusive, or I don't know how they call them, and give them to Apple TV. That would defeat the purpose
of exclusive.
Exactly. Yeah, of exclusive. So I guess you keep your originals, you keep your exclusive, but then all the other stuff that is made, let's say, with Hollywood and all these other producers, so it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Yeah. Ooh.
That is pretty interesting.
It is pretty interesting.
Well,
okay.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else to say about like this Writers Guild and what's been happening with them?
Yeah, like, so there's another thing is that, do you remember when TV shows, the seasons used to all be like 20-something episodes long?
20-something episodes long?
Yeah, for like one season, and then it'd be second season.
Yeah.
And the writers would be paid per episode that they work on. And it would take like a year usually to work on, let's say, 20-something episodes for a series.
Yeah.
But now series episodes are much shorter, like 10 episodes or 8 episodes even in one season. And because they're paid per episode, it makes their pay a lot less.
Oh, because it's like half the episodes.
Yes. But at the same time, it's like they're not being paid more per episode. And then...
But does it take them the same amount of time to write it?
I'm not sure, but like I was saying that it's because it's so short. It's they also have like exclusivity deals.
Okay.
Like, you know, when you're like, you get hired by a company and then you have to like sign a contract that you can't work for other companies for X amount of time.
Yes.
So these writers have to sign like the similar exclusivity deals in which the writers they're not allowed to work on other shows for an amount of time.
Okay.
But this makes them like unable to work on other shows for like a
because they're like under contract with only them.
Yes. So
And then that creates a problem because they're not having enough money. So they want to be more like freelancers, you would say?
I think so, because it like the exclusivity deals, it made a lot of sense when they were working on 20 episode shows.
Okay.
But with the 8 episodes, they're usually only employed for like they can only have employment for a few months in a year, and then the rest of the year, well, before the time that they weren't working, they would get money from residuals.
Oh.
But they don't have that either now. So a lot of writers actually have to do non-writer jobs as well. They
like working at
Starbucks. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Which does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But like the writer job by itself isn't viable anymore.
Okay.
Even though there's like a lot more shows than there were before. It's like because like before there used to be dozens of shows per year, like new ones that came out. Now it's like in the hundreds of shows come out.
Exactly, this is a lot. But they flip them a lot too,
Yeah.
I find. Like if you go to, okay, I'm going to use Netflix, but sometimes you're like, oh, this is one season, first season, really good, and then no more.
Yeah, that's a thing too.
So it wasn't like that good. So I guess they're testing the waters a lot. And that makes sense because they all have like different audiences. Like if you go with Apple streaming services versus Amazon or versus Netflix, it's going to be a very different type of content. Like if you're an Apple fan person, hello. Well, you're definitely going to go like with Apple.
Fan person, yes.
And the Apple originals are going to be maybe more your style, let's say. But then Netflix has its own style. I guess Hulu has its own style. And there's a whole bunch like Disney Plus has like all the Disney stuff.
Yes.
Which is its own style. And even Pixar and Star Wars and all these other things. Yeah. So what are they going to do?
Oh, I don't know. I guess that's why they're striking.
Yeah, they're like, we don't want to work at Starbucks. We want to write people.
Yes.
Just let us write. No Starbucks working for us.
It's also like, that's another thing. Even though the show's canceling after one season is like another problem. Because sometimes writers, they get hired to write entire seasons. And then it doesn't even get used. Oh. And then they don't get paid for it.
What? How come they don't get paid?
Because it ends up not even being used.
But don't they get paid like it's? Don't you get paid because like you need to eat? Like if you're writing, they just get paid after the fact.
They get.
I'm not very. That's weird.
It's really confusing. I like it's very confusing. I'm not 100% sure about that one.
Okay, but what about you? Like,
yeah,
I guess I would want to get paid. Like, no, you pay me right now. You know.
Yes.
Like, I'm not gonna wait after the show for you to pay me. What if you canceled the show? Then I would definitely go on strike.
Like, another thing is that Netflix chooses to cancel shows based on how many viewers it gets within the first 3 weeks of it being out.
Interesting.
Which is like another thing that shows didn't do before. And so that's why with Netflix, even high production shows with really big names on them are like under threat of getting canceled. Like, you know, Neil Gaiman.
No.
The guy, Neil Gaiman was the one who made a bunch of monster books, and he's like pretty
monster books.
He made the Sandman.
Oh,
recently.
really?
And like the Sandman, his book The Sandman turned into a TV show.
Okay.
On Netflix, and Neil Gaiman was like on Twitter telling people to stream The Sandman and like, can you keep streaming it in the background while you do other things?
This is intense.
So that it doesn't get canceled. and people are like, okay. So it's like not even real watching. It's like the streaming.
It's just like the super fans are opening like a whole bunch of tabs.
Yes.
And they're just like streaming it from different accounts. They're like, hey, mom, stream this. Hey, coworker that I only play tennis with, stream this, please. Well, this is fan based though. That makes sense.
It is. But it's kind of weird that the survival of TV shows depends on this now. On that kind of behavior.
Which is fake.
Which is fake. Right.
But again, if there's a good show, it's going to be good and people are going to watch it. Just like Squid Game was really popular.
Oh, Squid Game was pretty popular.
Like there's a whole bunch of shows that were really popular. It just means that it's more competitive nowadays. Like you said, there's like 100 shows being written.
It is.
So it's maybe it's better. We get better quality shows because there's more competition. In the end of the day, I guess being in a capitalism world, maybe that's kind of a normal thing. Yeah. We have Bacardi Bob who says I have Netflix. Okay, Carl who's barely awake. Don't worry, Carl, don't worry. I mean, depends where you're at in the world. Mentira says something interesting. He says writers get paid per episode written. They only wouldn't get residuals. So that's his theory about like the whole... So I'm guessing it's like, oh, we wrote an episode, you get paid for the episode. Okay. From what he's saying. And he's also a subscriber to the international version of WWE Network. Yeah, lots of... in the USA, and they have been integrated to the Peacock app. So I guess this is like how cable is not cable anymore and how it's becoming app and subscription and all these other things. Okay. And then here on the other side, well, we have Mike Rangel who says cable TV is now like all commercials. Well, that makes sense. They need to pay. Like, okay, you're paying for the service every month, but like it's very slim, I guess. Yes. In regards to how much you're paying for the actual shows they need to do is very difficult. Like a lot of magazines, newspapers, and TV channels are actually going bankrupt or like are having a hard time because the competition is fierce with all
streaming services. Yeah, for the most part, the only cable that I know people have are like the sports ones, like WWE and ESPN. Like my brothers subscribe to ESPN because of basketball, for example. Because like that, like live sports, you can't really do streaming like after the fact. Well, I mean, because it's live. But people want to watch it live.
Exactly. They don't want to know like 2 days after, like, oh, let's rewatch this.
No, I don't know anyone who does that.
No, me neither. I don't. Except for maybe like the athletes who need this.
All right. So you have to like improve, like, what did I do here? But other than that, like Carl says, we have Amazon. Yeah, like the first, something that like made me realize how recent streaming really is. The first like really big popular streaming shows were apparently like Orange is the New Black, Handmaid's Tale, and BoJack Horseman.
Oh yeah, BoJack Horseman. That's a good one.
Those are good. Those are good ones. Although they're pretty recent.
Yeah,
and
they are.
The last time the Writers Guild strike happened was in 2007, 2008, I think it was like 2007.
So that's like the beginning of streaming services.
Oh no, it was like, that was way before it. At the time, Netflix was shipping DVDs.
In 2007?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they started with DVDs. Amazon was with books. They didn't even have like anything like that.
They didn't have anything like that. And that was like 158 days of striking at that time, but things have changed so much since 2007. Like it's hard to like comprehend how much things have changed and how quickly,
how fast it is all changing.
Yes.
Okay, now Mike says, Piper, you can't work at Starbucks because you get hit on too bad. That's funny, Mike. But I'm sure I'll be fine at Starbucks. Just like Piper needs to do a live in a Waffle House. I heard their omelets are delicious. Have you ever been to a Waffle House?
Yes, I think.
I was surprised that I thought they were just gonna have waffles, but they didn't. They have like a whole bunch of other stuff, which disappointed me a lot.
That disappointed you? Why?
Well, because it's called the Waffle House. I was expecting like only waffles, just waffles of every kind. No. There's like a few waffles on the menu, and then the rest was just like a whole bunch of other stuff, like breakfast stuff.
You should have given them the idea to like make waffles out of croissants.
Yeah.
We did that one time.
Yeah,
What did
like we did.
call that again?
Croffle.
Croffle. Yeah, they should sell stuff like croffle.
Yeah, because that was really good. Like a croissant, you take your morning croissant, you know the stale one you didn't eat the day before? And you put it in your waffle maker and you squish it on a lid, and then it does like this really crispy thing going on, and then you can put whatever you want on top of it. So it's a croffle. And I actually didn't invent this, people, though I could take the credit, but I saw that in Korean street food on YouTube.
Yes.
And I was like, what is this? This is amazingness. So if you think waffles are bad for you, just do croffles. It's even worse. I mean, a croissant is just butter, people, and deliciousness. Oh my God. We have a whole bunch of people watching us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, WTPRradio.com for the audio. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is Good Morning
Humans
with Piper Blush
and Lilith.
We're doing this every morning at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Just so you know. And well, today it seems that we're mostly talking about, well, the Writers Guilds, Directors Guild, Actors Guild,
all of them,
streaming services and all these things. But you never know what we're going to talk about. Why? Because we don't know either. Right, Lilith?
We don't know until like an hour before. So what you see is what is very live.
It's super live. And it's always broadcasted live. Now, the thing is that, yeah, we don't have actually writers, us. So we just go with the flow. And then we write your comments and we do whatever we want with them. Now, we have Carl who says he has Amazon. Well, that's good. I have Netflix, $15.49 per month, and Amazon Prime, $7.56 per month. Okay. So like that adds up to about like $22, like 23. Let's just round it up to 25. And then Amazon is charging a lot more for movies and shows this year. I didn't know, but if you are an Amazon Prime member, like the Prime Video just comes with.
It does come with.
It comes with. But then, of course, there are some movies that you can always like purchase on top.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, a bit like with Apple too. Like you got your Apple subscription with the Apple TV, it's all good. But then if the movie is like really new, like I just like watch Evil Dead, and that one needed to buy or rent.
Oh, you bought that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was like, maybe I'm gonna need to rewatch it.
But you thought it was worth it, right?
Of course.
Of course.
It makes too much sense to not buy it. But the thing is, well, all these streaming services are still like, it's new to be like subscription based. Very little things were subscription based back in the day. Okay, you had the phone, of course, like media has always been pretty subscription based. You had your TV channels.
Yes, TV channels.
And then the cable came, and then the internet came, and that's all like very subscription based.
Well, yeah, you pay every month for internet.
Cell phone, same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same model. And now even cars are charging for like subscription based for their services in the cars. So I guess it's a good model, or else nobody would be doing it, like this subscription based thing.
Oh, this just reminded me of like another issue they had was that a lot of the subscription companies, I'm going to use like Netflix as an example again, because I think a lot of people keep talking about Netflix because Netflix is like the subscription model right now.
I think it's like if you say like what you put on your hot dog, mustard. You know, it's like you think about that. Yes. If you think about subscription, you think about Netflix.
It's like when you think of search engines, you think of Google.
Exactly.
It's like that. So they really got that down. Is that their expectations with the streaming is that they have this model where they keep going up. Like they want to get more subscribers, and so, but they already have like millions of subscribers worldwide. Like eventually that's gonna plateau a bit. Like everyone
that's why they did
Netflix.
The password thing.
Yeah,
you know, like the leeches on Netflix.
Yes.
So they went like crazy on like making sure that you had an account, and then you can add now you can add people. Well, that's in Canada. I don't know in other countries, but you can add people, meaning that you're gonna pay for more people to be added onto, unless they're your family unit and they track the IP. It's like, what if
the thing.
Like I'm here like at the radio and I'm watching Netflix, but then at the same time I'm like, I don't know, somewhere else in Canada watching Netflix, they're gonna be like, this is not the same family unit.
No.
Which makes sense because it's not pirating, but it really is.
It was.
It needs like another name, but that's what it is. And so by cutting like down on the leeches, they would get more subscription. But are those people that would really pay for it? It's always like the philosophical question. Are these people just like not wanting to pay for it and they're going to find another way to get the content?
I mean, people pirated back then. I guess some people probably still pirate.
I guess some people still pirate. I just find it too complicated nowadays to do that.
Isn't it complicated? I have no idea how people do that.
Well,
Max Power sent a link, like a news link. What news is that?
Oh, Apple News. Let's go see. Where's my Discord?
Oh, Casey is so far getting away with the Friends Netflix account.
It's here. It's gonna be difficult.
Okay.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
Oh.
It might crash.
Oh. Huh. Oh.
Can I just copy link?
Open link.
I'm gonna copy it. I'm gonna bring it here.
Okay.
Okay. So he sent, Netflix is officially ending password sharing, but these streaming services still allow it. Okay, so password sharing, is not a thing anymore on Netflix.
Yes.
That's what César sent. So stop password sharing. A Netflix household, exactly like a family unit or household, that's how they call it. To make sure that you're gonna just watch this. But then there's also like Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN Plus, Max, Discovery Plus, Amazon Prime Video, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Apple TV Plus, Sling TV.
Pluses. It's like math.
Yeah, Crunchyroll, Fubo TV, Pluto TV, Tubi, the Roku channel, and that's pretty much it.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. But at the same time, I mean, it makes sense because these are all like the channels now.
Yeah, those are the new ABC.
Exactly. Should I dismiss this? Dismiss. Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Well, thank you, César, for sharing. If anybody else has... No, I need to put this back here. Has things to share, don't be shy. You can always share all of your links, all of your like news from the worldwide world. It is gonna be 25 degrees Celsius in Vancouver, British Columbia. So Lilith and I will probably have poolside shows this afternoon, most definitely. Just putting it out there around 2 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure you're there because it's going to be some poolside action on WTPRradio.com.
This will be fun.
Oh yeah. Now let's get back to business. Does anyone remember Redbox vending machines? That's from Javier. So if you guys remember Redbox vending machine, then tell us.
What's Redbox vending machine? Hold on.
I don't know. Is it that like an IPTV type of thing, Javier? Is that what it is?
Redbox.
And Enyo-san is really happy about a morning radio show. Glad to see you due to work agenda. I haven't been online in a while for the night show. Oh yeah, that's possible. But don't worry, all of our shows, not all of them, some of them are exclusive, like Lilith was, I guess,
exclusively on WTPRradio.com.
So you need to be there when they're live, or else you're gonna miss them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's our exclusivity. That's how we make it sure that you tune into our radio, WTPRradio.com. Okay, super cool. So what were we saying? We're saying, Redbox vending.
What is Red? Is that like rent or own on DVD, Blu-ray, 4K on demand?
Oh, so it's on demand. Okay, well that's like
still on demand.
Who started on demand? It was I almost have it wasn't the Slingbox that started on demand. Okay, so on demand, that's pretty intense. But it's not the Slingbox. There's another...
Wait, what's a Slingbox?
There's another word for it, and I don't remember it. It was like a really big thing back in the day.
Pay-per-view?
It's not pay-per-view. What happened is, people had TVs. And then, when you wanted to watch the show, you need to be there. Or else you couldn't watch the show. Because it was live. Like, it was...
Yes.
But then, they invented this machine that somebody's going to tell me what the name of this machine is. I know it. I know you guys all know, okay? And then this machine, you could record the show on it. So it would like record it and then you could watch it later, which you couldn't do. You needed like a VHS tape. You need to set the recording and you need to do all of that before if you wanted to make sure that like you were there for the show. That's why like ratings were really high because you couldn't rewatch. Let's say you were watching the X-Files.
Yes.
Well, it was very difficult to rewatch it.
Okay.
So you either needed to be there for the rebroadcast, which could happen maybe like at 2 p.m. on a Monday.
That's so
or
interesting.
you needed somebody who had recorded it kind of illegally and that like got you the VHS tape and you would like rewatch it. But if not, it was nowhere to be seen. It's not like you could find it on the internet or you could find it anywhere else. Then you had to buy like the VHS collection when it got out later.
Oh, wow.
That's the olden days. Crazy. So when they invented this box thingy, you could actually record without recording, kind of. So there was like a sort of VHS tape in there, I think. But you just clicked, like, I want to record from 7 to 8. And then it would record it, and then you could see it later.
Oh, did you do that?
No, I did not have this technology, but it was invented when I was younger. And then after that, well, with live sports, they did a bit of the same thing. And you might know about this, but you know there's like instant replay? But if ever you wanted to watch it live, but you arrived like a little bit late, you could kind of go back a little bit and come back again to the actual live. So it would allow you to like go back and like to the live back again.
Okay, so that was like Den's version of like moving the YouTube thing apart like a bit like during your live shows.
Exactly. This is the same thing. TiVo, that's it. I knew somebody would find it. Thank you, Todd G. TiVo, the original TV recorder box. Now the problem with TiVo is that it was a great product. It was really a great product, but it kind of came in at the same time as other like cable TV and all these other stuff. So unfortunately, TiVo, I think like the problem with TiVo is that they did not like push it enough. So like there was a whole bunch of copycats of TiVo, but everybody was still saying I got a TiVo. When you didn't get a TiVo, it's like buying Kleenex. Everybody says they buy Kleenex, but they don't necessarily...
It's a tissue.
Yeah, they don't necessarily buy the Kleenex brand. So that was really bad for TiVo. So they kind of sunk and crashed at one point because everybody had TiVo that wasn't TiVo.
There's still a TiVo.com though.
Ooh, cool.
What are they doing now?
I don't know. What are they doing now?
Excellent media streamer. It's a streams now. TiVo plus YouTube TV.
That's amazing. Vending box in front stores rent DVDs. There is a place here in Vancouver, British Columbia, on Granville Street in downtown Van City that actually has like DVD, VHS and stuff like that. Now to get in there's a lot of hobos and a lot of needles on the floor, so you need to watch out. But once you get in there's a whole bunch of like DVDs and stuff. People still do that. They still rent that. If you're in the city, I guess it's rarer. On countryside, it's like a bit different. It's always like longer for things to adapt. So cool.
That is really cool, actually.
But again, why would you like... The experience was fun, though. Did you ever go and rent like a DVD or a VHS?
Yes, Blockbuster. I remember going to Blockbuster and like picking out a movie.
That's a fun experience, right?
It was actually, it was good. There's something very different about looking at the selections physically than like looking for titles on a screen on Netflix. I don't know. It's like very... It's very novel. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I would like it because you go there, it smells like popcorn.
Yes.
Or you go to the convenience store to rent them too. Like there's a whole bunch of places that have that. You can buy like candy, and then you're there and you need to pick. But when you would go to like Blockbuster or stuff like that, I found it was really like difficult because, well, sometimes you're like hesitant. You're like, okay, do I pay $20 for like this new release, or do I take like 3 movies for $7 for like a week? You know, there's so many choices, and then you got like all of these like VHS and stuff, and sometimes you want one, but it's not there. Like, there's no like VHS empty box behind it, so that means like there's no more, so you can't watch it.
Whoa!
Has that ever happened to you?
I don't think that specifically hasn't happened to me.
Okay.
But like, If anyone in the comments has experienced that.
But like going to the old Netflix, when you used to like take your car, have like a little card, go there, check for movies. Like you could spend hours in there.
In the old Netflix.
Yeah, in Blockbuster or however that was called where you were at. Convenience stores even rented the movies. Now they needed to kind of purchase them to get a few copies, and then they would rent them to you, like libraries. I mean, all these things. Now you can get all these stuff online. Like, what are they doing?
It's interesting how you can rent. You can still rent movies, but like on a streaming service.
Exactly. Yeah. And then you have them for what, like 24, 48 hours? It depends.
Right. They're like, you have to start watching it within a month of renting it. And then when you start watching it, you have to finish it within 48 hours.
Same laws
Something like that.
as when you would go to like an actual physical store.
So not everything has changed.
No, they're still taking like the old but putting it on the new. And I think that's why it's a bit complicated, because it's such a different medium. Like, quite frankly, it's digital. So, but the timestamp makes it a bit, not crazier, but makes it so you have like this fear of missing out. So you need to like purchase it or rent it and then like watch it right away, or else you lose your money. Pretty much.
That's true. Has that ever happened to you where you like rented something and then you actually never ended up watching it, and then it's like, oh shoot, here's my $5.
There it goes. And then you need to, well, they could have extension, but I don't know, I never saw that.
I've never seen that either.
Because you know when you didn't bring back the movie, they would like charge you
like
a fee. Yeah, like a late fee.
Wow, that's just like the library.
Same. And then, that's true. So Carl says, I use YouTube a lot. That's true that you can also rent and buy series on YouTube. I've watched like Silicon Valley on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Is Silicon Valley like a documentary about Silicon Valley?
No, the TV show.
What happened in that one?
In the TV show? Well, it's a TV show about this guy who like opens a company that's called Pied Piper.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that why you watched it?
No, it's because I love tech.
Oh, okay. Yes, that is true. You love tech. Yeah.
But it's like all about Silicon Valley. And then I also watch Hamilton Pharmacopoeia, which is about drugs.
Oh, because you like drugs.
As well. It's a mix. So these shows I was able to purchase on YouTube and watch them on YouTube. So this is like everybody's offering this.
Okay.
Which makes sense. The thing I don't like about YouTube though, YouTube, if you're listening to this, is that when you're a creator and people start paying you and like you get Google AdSense and you get things like that, you still need to pay for the premium to not watch ads.
Oh, it's like you should be able to watch without ads as a YouTube creator.
I think, or they should actually like take it off of maybe like what they're giving you back. Because I'm paying for the premium to not watch ads, but at the same time I'm creating content on which YouTube puts ads. So it's a bit, so I'm like YouTube Red. I'm not watching my own ads, like, and I understand like supporting other creators and all that thing, but I feel like if they would just take a bigger percentage off of YouTube creators to pay for them to have this YouTube premium, then it's kind of hidden. But it would make a lot more sense.
It does make sense. Has any other YouTubers like expressed something like this before?
Not that I know of.
Just Piper. Maybe Piper, you should make it like a revolution. Like sign this petition.
There's a guy that did that. He wanted to kind of syndicate YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, Jorg. He had like a Jorg. Okay. His name is Jorg. And he had like a channel. It still probably is on there. I don't even know. He was like on my other YouTube platform too for a while, the other one I created. And so that guy, I think he was from Germany, if I'm not mistaken. And he went against YouTube because the thing is, he was doing like a lot of money with YouTube. But then they had like Adpocalypse and some advertisers that want to advertise on certain type of content. And the guy makes weapons.
What kind of map?
You can find him. I think it's Jorg. So
is it Y-O?
G-O-R-J-E. And then if you do like harrow, bow. or something like that, you're gonna find the guy. He's like a bald, tough guy. Looks a bit like what's that guy in Guardian of the Galaxy that's like blue? He looks a lot like that guy.
I'm not finding it. Maybe I'm spelling his name wrong.
Well, I'm gonna check it here.
Okay.
And then when I find it, I'm gonna tell it to you. Your YouTube arrow. That's him. Okay, I found him.
You did?
Okay, so that's not how I spelled this name.
Okay.
So Jorg Sprave. That's GOERJSPRAVE.
Can you say that again?
GOERJSPRAVE. We're doing diction this morning on Good Morning Humans.
Oh, he's a German YouTuber.
Exactly, but so the stuff he does is like kind of dangerous. And when the adpocalypse arrived, well, he was like, no, I don't, like he lost his money. So he said that YouTube actually like was demonetizing him in a not cool way, and that creators needed to have more. So the thing is, Jorg actually, bow and arrow, slingshot.
I'm seeing it.
Was trying to host his videos on the platform I created, cocoscope.com, because he wanted to monetize his content, and so he did a few times, which was great. And so Jorg and I, we talked a little bit, and at one point I did a video because he brought so many people to cocoscope.com that the server crashed, which was a great thing.
That is wonderful.
So I did a little video with like a t-shirt with the Punisher on it and a slingshot, because he does like some slingshot stuff that can like kill tomatoes. Let's just call it like that.
Okay.
And so I did this thing with the slingshot, and some of you might remember, if you were there, like back 3 years ago maybe. And so that was like a big thing. So Jorg and I were like in the same vicinity. So I was demonetized on YouTube for more like sexually gratifying, but for him it was more that the danger of the arms he was creating. The Slingshots channel. Yeah, it's called the Slingshot channel. That one too, from Midnight Smoke. Thank you, Midnight Smoke. And so that's what happened. And it was crazy. So getting back to like the ads and all these things. So he tried to like kind of sue YouTube because they have so much control over their creators. So you can like make like $10,000 a month and then not make it anymore. That's the control and the power they have, because they're the platform and you're just the creator. And that's what happened to me. That's what happened to Jorg. It happened to like a whole bunch of other people.
Man, that really sucks.
Yeah, it does. But at the same time, I mean, it's a private company, so they do whatever they want. And that's why he wanted to kind of, not syndicate, but he wanted YouTube to be accountable for the jobs they kind of made creator lose.
Oh, so are you like connecting this a bit with the current streaming services and like how the private companies have like so much control over how much the creators make?
A bit with the Writers Guild and all these things. I mean, it makes a lot of sense that if you go and work for a private company, which I was mad about for a while, but I mean, you can't really do anything. It's not your company. So you open your own radio station and you do whatever you want.
Yeah, that is why we opened this radio station.
Exactly. Our own radio station, WTPRradio.com, so that we can talk about more things that we want to talk about. And of course, we're broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch. Some of the shows that are more, let's say, community guideline friendly. But other ones, well, I mean, you can find on WTPRradio.com. They're still friendly. It's just that, it's different for every platform. So in order to not like fuss and get crazy with other platforms, well, we can do our own thing on our own websites. Okay, what's happening on there? Rewind. Yeah, please rewind. That was a thing with VHS
that was
tape.
Thing. Oh, wow.
Yeah, the rewinder. Needing to rewind your tape before bringing it back.
Wow, things have really changed.
Yeah, but Jorg, if you're watching this, hope you're doing good. Yeah, this Piper switched it up. See, got a radio now. I mean, I don't know what he's doing right now. I hope he's still like constructing these like arms. From when is his last video?
His last video was 1 day ago.
1 day ago, so he's still alive.
Technology plus skills equals epic features. Oh, it's about archery history.
Oh.
Wow, so he's still doing... Yeah, he's still on his YouTube. I mean, like, is he making money from it, though?
No idea.
Wow.
I don't know. Because it's the different content than us.
It would be cool if you could, like, interview him.
Yeah. Call me York. Okay, this is so cool. So we've been through, like, Be Kind, Rewind. That's what they said. Yeah, Be Kind, Rewind. Now, sometimes, you know, your VHS would get stuck. There'd be some dust in it. You need, like, the alcohol in it. They would have, like, VHS repair shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when VHS were not a thing, like, a whole bunch of actual, like, repair shops to close down. Now you can repair your phone, but you don't repair your VHS. Like, nobody has a VHS anymore. Maybe, like, 5 people.
Yes, probably. And they're probably old. All the 5 people.
The 5 people or like you kept the collection and it's still like rotting there. But I don't like vinyls did a comeback. I'm not sure actually like DVDs and VHS are gonna make a comeback because it's very tricky. It's kind of not a good quality. Like, I don't know. Do you think VHS are going to do a comeback and CDs?
VHS is making a comeback, but I do know that stores still sell DVDs. I know like the Criterion channel sells like DVDs and box sets.
Yeah.
But those, I think it's kind of like the vinyls. Like it's like for people who like want like a physical...
thing.
Like a physical thing.
Like maybe like a special edition or like collectibles.
Yeah, and like the Criterion DVDs, they often come with these like beautiful booklets with like photography and art and stuff. So it's like they're not really just paying for the DVD.
They're not gonna necessarily like put the DVD in, watch it, and then be like, that's just for that. Yeah, and before there was a point to the DVDs because you could have like a whole bunch of audio. So if you had like a really good audio setup or stuff like that, then you put the DVD in, and some DVDs have actually like information to do like audio, but also to do like moving stuff.
Oh,
yeah, it's crazy. Like you know, have you ever been in these how's it called? So there's 3D, but there's like 5D.
Yeah,
like theaters where you see actually like moves.
So it's like sensory.
Exactly.
Like water goes on you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So some DVDs actually have, but it's not. I think it's the Blu-ray. They have like more information on them, so they can control these things in your environment.
Wow.
If you have like the setup for it.
I didn't realize that was. That's so cool.
And that's why some people bought like Blu-ray instead of DVD because there was more information on the Blu-ray.
Okay.
If you had like a real home theater, like with like a whole bunch of speakers and stuff like that, you need the information to go to like that speaker instead of that speaker. So that is on the DVD, which the VHS did kind of not have.
No, I don't see how a VHS could do that.
So that's the same thing. But no, I mean with the internet. And like I'm sure like you can purchase, if you purchase Netflix like the 4K and the full stuff and you plug it to your actual home theater, pretty sure it's gonna be a pretty good experience. But I don't know because I haven't tried it like in Dolby Atmos or in like 9.1 type of thing.
Have you considered buying like a theater that does that?
I prefer putting my money on the radio because that would be like 10 grand.
Oh, it's 10 grand.
Like to have a really good like just sound system.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Actually, that makes sense.
Yeah. You're gonna need a lot of things. Plus, like the screen, like the whole the things you need
like the home
to plug it in.
Stuff.
Yeah, like a whole home theater. Plus the acoustics in the room. You're gonna need like to put some mush everywhere. Just like, okay, 10 grand is maybe like a lot. Like that would be like a really good one. But I think like underneath 2,000, you could be kind of okay. But if you're gonna do that, I mean, go all out. Yeah. I've been to some places, some guy who had like the whole thing. It was crazy.
Did you get to watch something?
Yeah, I did.
What did you watch?
I don't remember the name. It was a movie about like a ship and a guy on a ship. And that won like best soundtrack. So that's why he was watching only like movies like for like amazing soundtracks.
But that's really good. That's cool.
So you could hear like the guns, click, click, click. And then like the, you know, like the cartouche, poof, they kind of were dropping like behind you.
Oh,
and
that's
not in front of you. Yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah, sound design, they do get awards.
Yes,
for that.
And so you can hear that if you have this setup, or if you go to the theater. Theater does that. I mean, theater is exactly like that's why some people like Dune, when the first Dune got out, he was like, you need to go see it in theater. I made this movie for theater. I did not make it for you to watch it at home.
The first Dune.
Yeah, the first Dune. And it was a pandemic when it was supposed to release. And that's why he pushed back the release, the director. I think it's Villeneuve. So it was like, no. You guys are not watching this at home. You're going to miss out like on the whole experience. Because most people actually have watched on their computer, on their phone, on their iPad.
That's true. That's very common.
Yeah, but for a director who has put like a lot into it and wants their art to be seen in a certain way, well, theater offers that. Like offers like sense. The whole thing, the whole experience. The experience that I guess they want you to have.
I mean, if that much money is being put into the sound design, it would make sense that you would want people to experience that, because it's like, what's the point in all that effort otherwise?
Exactly. No point. Thank you all for tuning in to Good Morning Humans. This is amazing. Okay, we got some people on YouTube. Okay. We got some people on I just need to scroll this. Come on, scroll this. On the other YouTube channel, on our radio, WTPRradio.com. If you are not yet a radio fan, subscriber, call it however you want, well, you need to be one right now. It's super easy. Just go to WTPRradio.com. Then click the radio player. You just scroll down and you click press. Or, well, once you're on the main web page, there is a button in the header called Live Radio. You click on that and you're going to get all the information you need. We also have a calendar. A Google Calendar. Why do we have that? Well, because it's easier, it gives you the reminder and all that stuff, and it might reminiscence of the olden days when Google Calendars were still a thing. Yeah. So you can go on live schedule, click on there, and then you'll see the shows that are coming up during today, but also during like the whole week. You can set your own reminders for the show that you want to watch, and the other ones, we'll just leave them there. At least you know they're there if ever you need or want them. Though we will be actually broadcasting some of the shows live, so you can see it in like video format.
Exactly.
Not just audio format. So WTPRradio.com is the best place to be to get all the information. But then if you want to watch us live, at the Piper Blush Radio Show on YouTube is a great place for you to watch us. But for that, you're going to need to turn on your notification. And I mean all of your YouTube notifications. Because if they're not turned on all the way up for the channel at the Piper Blush Radio Show, YouTube will not send it to you. So every time we go live, it will not send it to you. And if you don't want to miss it because you're in a different time zone and every time we say 8 a.m., you're like, this is not my time. Well, the easiest way is just to turn on your notifications. That way you get notified every time we're live and you don't even need to remember the time, right, Lilith?
No, yeah, because you get notified and then you know that there's a show going on streaming live. So to always turn on your notifications on YouTube.
So easy to join, people. And the next show coming up will be at 12 p.m. Pacific time. It's a 15 minutes of AI news because our radio is real humans for real humans against AIs. We are trying to keep the world, humanity alive through the frequencies. Yes. Now this was Piper Blush
and this is Lilith.
And when can we see you, Lilith?
You can see me today at 3 p.m. Well, you'll hear me at 3 p.m. Pacific time for Song Request Hour. This is a reminder to send in your song requests.
On the Discord server.
Yes. On hashtag Song Request Hour channel.
Yeah.
And then at 4 o'clock, I'm going to be finishing my Nisanin reading. So tune in for that as well to catch the end of that book. And I'll probably start a new book as well. So
it's pretty amazing. So we got the morning show. Then there's a bit of, some light music that you can listen to on the radio. But after that, at 2 p.m. Pacific time, it's like on a roll until like 6:30, 7 p.m. So there's Piper's poolside barbecue at 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Song Request Hour with DJ Lilith, and she criticizes your song requests to make it interesting. 4 p.m. Reading with Lilith. 5 p.m. Love, Lust, and the Devil, the show about sex, relationship, and kinks. And then, we'll see what happens. So, people, thank you all for tuning in. This was Good Morning
Humans
with Piper
and Lilith.
Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.